We're going to get some stuff squared away here for our live stream. All right, just checking things. Our good-looking dog, Lily, sitting there hanging out. Let's see. If you're catching this on the replay, we thank you very much for being here. We appreciate all of you. It is a beautiful day in my part of the world. It is 70 degrees. And sunny. Sunny. Oh, sunny. So thank y'all. Don't be shy. I got a couple of drinks coming in the office so we can sit down. I won't be driving you guys crazy on the camera. Let me get you in position and we'll get you adjusted. While we get some work done in here, we can hang out. I look good? Thank you all for watching, being here. Let's see. I'm trying to change my thumbnail on this here live stream, and apparently all my pictures are too dang large. We hope everybody's having a great day today. Let me know if there's anything you want to discuss. I got some stuff I'm working on we'll probably discuss, but we'll kind of let people come in and out today. We will. Right now, I'm finishing getting this little live stream set up and getting it out there. That way the people of the world know that we are live and you guys are here for the entertainment. All right, who we got in the house? Ellie Berry, good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Subscribing. Whit Jen, 67. 6-7. How about 9 to 5? Kimberly, good to see y'all. Thank you for that. I'm trying to, here in a second, I'm going to get the your chat pulled up so I can read it better. You got to remember, some of us like to have the chat a lot bigger than what you can see on your phone. So I kind of cheat, and I pull it up on my my big monitor on my desktop. That's what I do. So we appreciate all of you. There we go. I can see you guys now. Yay, Kimberly. If you guys have channels, is that what you're doing? Do you have YouTube channels? What are you guys doing? Are you in school, out of school? Do you live in America? Tell me a little bit about yourself. No great details. Always seems to be some drama, right? Always drama everywhere. I figured you were a young person. We tried to recognize the younger people as younger people, so therefore, when the adults come in, they're mindful that there may be somebody a little younger here. But I do thank you for being here. Make sure you don't give out any of your personal information. One thing we can stress is for you not to do that. Bumblebee Daisy. I'll tell you what, I'll go and look to see if I can find your channel. I got too many windows open. Hold on. I'm gonna get to everybody, I promise. Channel is called Bumblebee Daisy. Well, I encourage everybody to go and check your channel out. I'm going to pull it up myself and see your channel. I see you do. You have 16 videos and maybe no subscribers yet. But I also don't know the, I have some friends that have children that try to do YouTube. But YouTube, I don't think YouTube lets young channels monetize, do they? I don't know, I'm asking. Let me get over here. Oh, that's the wrong video, crap. Willard Jason, so you bought a Filipino. How much are they running these days? Well, first I'll say, Jason, or Willard Jason, one, if you don't know, because apparently you don't, my wife is a Filipina. Pina means woman, Filipino means man. So from what I can tell you is I've never met a Filipino or a Filipina that was for sale. But so I can't tell you. I think they're priceless. My wife is absolutely priceless. So I hope that you have a good view of people from other parts of the world. I hope you're not one of those single-minded people that can only look at things one way, or you're jaded or bitter because maybe you got dumped a lot. I don't know what your story is, but we don't buy people on this channel. We welcome everybody on this channel. Yes, please, guys, go check out Kimberly's channel. It's called, what was it again? Bumblebee. Fires is in the house. Is cool. Like it? All right. So, I think the key is, and I really don't know, and that's a great topic because as an adult, I really don't know what YouTube does when it comes to channels. I've heard different stories. We've had friends that have had their children start a YouTube channel and it's done pretty well, and then YouTube takes it away or they cancel it. I don't know all of the ins and outs about that, but I think I'll tell you this much. I do think restrictions ought to be placed on young people's channels. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't have channels at all, but I do think there has to be a special category for it. I think it has to be Bumblebee Daisy. Lawson, hey, how are you, man? How are you, Lawson? Lawson, Bumblebee Daisy is new. She has a little channel you might want to check out. Lawson's a good friend from my part of the woods. So I don't know how YouTube does those things. I know other countries and other places have a lot of different rules and configurations. You got to verify your age and all of that to do channels. I don't know how they work, how that works. Lawson, how are you doing today? I was going to say, why aren't you in school? But I guess it's after school now. So it's in the afternoon. Thank you all for subscribing, though. Appreciate that. Thumbs up. Hi, Bumblebee. Welcome to the best channel on earth. Woohoo! That's right. I try. We try hard, don't we? We try really hard to be all-inclusive. We try really hard to be very supportive of other people and their wishes and their needs. We just finished school. It was okay, just a normal day at the office. Woohoo! Well, good for you, man. Ted Boholm. Hey, Ted, how are you? How are things in the Philippines? Yeah, normal day here. You know, I was actually really tired today. I don't know. I didn't sleep well. I had a lot of bad dreams. So I woke up tired and was tired all day. And I haven't still gotten into my groove as of yet today. But I'm hoping I can get some energy, get woke up, get moving. So everybody say hello to each other. Kimberly, Lawson, Ted, you guys all say hello to each other. Everybody subscribe to each other's channel if you guys so wish to do that. But we're having beautiful weather for my part of the world. I need to, I think I messed up my dilly bopper. Well, I think I did mess up my dilly bopper. I had a dream the other night that my house got broken into by my grandma. Oh my goodness gracious. Awesome. That's crazy, my friend. That's crazy. Did grandma bring cookies or brownies? Friday morning here, new puppy here, cried all night. Well, yes. We're dog people. Man, I think I broke my thingy. How is that even possible? We are dog people ourselves. We got a lot of videos about our dogs. We love our dogs. I'm still heartbroken over the loss of my dog Daisy. It's been it's been 10 months since we've lost good old Daisy Poo, my dog named Poo Poo. I think I screwed up. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I thought there for a minute I screwed up. Galactic says, what's up, man? Good to see y'all. Not a lot, Lawson. Sorry, Galactic. What are you up to? I have a real bad tendency to break things. Real bad tendency to tear things up. And I bought a really good, nice tripod the other day because I'm always breaking plastic parts. So, no, she didn't bring any cookies, but she came in guns blazing. Oh my gosh. Man. You got to calm that imagination down, my friend. I'm always breaking stuff, let me tell you. You know, Galactic, when I was a kid, I had a dream. I put my finger in my grandma's forehead, and her wrinkles started engulfing my fingers and arm. It made me scared of old people for a while, as I was a very young kid. That's interesting. That's kind of a weird thing. You know, to be absorbed by grandma. Yep, it's hard losing a family member. You know, I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me on this one, but where is my fan? It's hot in here. It's in the 70s today here. It's going to be in the 70s tomorrow, which is warm for February. I know people will probably not like me for this comment, but I think losing, for me, a human is easier than losing my dog. I know a lot of people will think, oh my gosh, you're so horrible. How can you say that your dog is more important than humans? Well, I'm not quite saying that humans or dogs are more important than all humans. I am saying that dogs are definitely more important than certain humans, but when we got our dogs, we have wiener dogs. Now we're down to one, of course. I told my wife, my personality is, look, I told her, she's like, you know, she's from the Philippines. She's like, oh, we'll just get a dog and throw it in the backyard. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. If I get a dog, I'm getting a dog. It's going to be part of the house, part of the family, part of the group, you know. And so she got that and understood that. So that's where I kind of look at it as adults or humans can understand things better. They can understand when they get sick. They can tell you what's wrong with them. You know, they can express how they feel easily with words. Animals are a different sort. So I believe animals are more precious than humans. Whether anybody likes me saying that or not, I don't know. I give my dog Daisy more, yeah, she's more valuable than a lot of people. That's all I can say. I kind of agree with you. That's the way we treat our dog as a child. Well, I think it's not even, I know a lot of people get sad about children, and I don't have kids. But, and I get the loss of a child would be horrible, right? I really do. I think that would be miserable. I think if you're a parent and you lost a child, that would be, But seeing, and maybe the pets are the same thing, same category. But seeing when people get elderly or they get old or they accidentally die in a car accident or have a heart attack, you know, I don't know. It's just easier for me to rationalize that. I don't see it as a big as loss as losing my dog. Now, everybody else may think differently, and that's okay. But that's kind of where I'm at on that. So, but we're dog lovers, nevertheless. We keep debating whether to get another one or not. And right now, I think we're at the no, not right now category. One, because we like wiener dogs, Dachshunds, but they're too expensive. They're, $2,000 to $4,000. Two, when you have pets, you're limited to your travel. If you don't have children, you can bond them off on. Or parents living, right? So if you have animals as pets, and you want to go out of town, go on a cruise, which we're thinking about doing, well, who's going to take care of our dog? Our dogs. The more dogs you have, the less people want to take care of them. So there's just things like that you got to consider. And since, right? I don't know. I guess to each his own is all I can say, right? over here. So, Galactic, how are you doing today, by the way? There was something I was going to mention to you the other day when we were talking, and I forgot, which is not unusual for me, that, crap, dang it. I'm trying to get organized in here, and I'm not very organized. I'm trying to get organized. I need to clean out my closet in my office here and do some other things. We're getting ready for Lorelei's birthday party next weekend, not this weekend, the following weekend. So we're getting ready this weekend. The weather's supposed to be really nice to redo the garage into a outdoor dining or a garage dining room slash photo booth place, if that makes any sense. It may not. So, turning it into, well, they're going to be taking their pictures, I guess. Here it is. I need to put my phone on a charger here, boys and girls. Let me get this done. All right. See, I want to do that today. I want to try this. It's still early enough. I guess I could do it. See? See, that's the bad thing. Put this here, and you got to do the looking up nose thing, and you don't want to do that. So I want to, sorry guys, I'm going to move you. Crap. Listen, my grandparents' dog died when I was in kindergarten. I cried like my whole family died. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is because a lot of times our dogs, our pets seem more vulnerable. They rely on us a whole lot more. You know, I think, you know, and when something is so dependent on us, you know, I think we get a greater sense of attachment. You know, I mean, I get, it doesn't bother me. I know this is bad when some relative that I haven't seen in 20 years passes away. All right, Kimberly, thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting us. And we will subscribe to you, my young friend. Well, thank you for being here. Make sure you get your homework done and listen to your mom and dad. Uh-oh. I got a mess, guys. So I think that's part of it. We understand that they're not as... Galactic Gaming, look what you did. You got all my stuff tangled up. Our pets are dependent on us, right? So I think that plays a huge role in how we see when they pass away. I really do. I may be wrong. I don't know. And then the other thing is pets usually never ask us for money. So, yeah, they may want a lot of treats, but, you know, my dog doesn't call me out of the blue who I haven't talked to them in 3 years and say, hey, can you give me some money? I know you're rich. Give me money. So, you know. And of course, our pets always have these great big eyeballs that look at you like they're all sad and needy. And I think that tugs on our heartstrings. All right, let me get some of this set up. I need to do a couple little things. I need to finish shopping for a hat. I've been trying to buy a hat, but I'm so cheap, I don't like spending money. So, but I need a new hat. Just bear with me as I adjust you. As I adjust the camera and try not to break anything. This one. I know. I'm a horrible live streamer because look what I do to you guys. Asta says hello, good to see you, my young friend. How are you today? Thank you for coming in. Thanks for the thumbs up. What's going on in your world? Let me get organized again. I try hard to stay organized. It just doesn't seem to work all that well. Here, is that a little better? All right. I try hard to position my camera where you don't look up my nose. I try to position it where, you know, we're almost eye to eye, but not quite. So, where did I go? All right, so we're doing good. But I'm still shopping for a hat. I never got that done. I did get some shopping in for other things. The wife's birthday's coming up. I got her birthday present wrapped. So I'm happy about that. And we're well on our way to her birthday. You like my nose? One thing I don't like about this. I'm using one of these automatic things. And it likes to tilt. Not a big fan of how it does that, but we'll see how it does. You like my nose? You're asking what's moving? I have one of these. I have a couple of these. And I haven't quite got them perfectly figured out. Sometimes I like them. What they are, if you don't know, here, I'll show you. So this is a phone holder, okay? This is a camera. Sorry, camera's right here. And when you turn it on, you can have the camera follow you. So you tell it to look at you like this, give it an okay sign, and then the camera will track wherever you kind of go around to. Now, it's really cool technology, and it works so-so. I think it could be greatly improved Yeah, it's just called it's an AI motion sensing camera. So the camera right in front of me, not my phone. The good thing is, see, I just turned it off. The good thing is they don't connect to your phone. You don't have to have a phone app or anything like that. They literally, it's an independent camera that AI tracks you. So, and it just kind of follows you where you go. There's a couple things I don't like about them. I don't like the fact that they're not super smooth in their action. You know, they're kind of jittery. You see that? I think they're jittery. They also, they're made out of plastic, and I don't really like things made out of plastic. So they're only about 30 bucks. They are designed for sitting or standing, either way. The camera on the thing, if you flip it up, it's more designed to watch you walk around. If it's flipped like this, then it's more about like this setting that we're currently in. So, and the other thing I don't like about it is it doesn't center my face in the camera. I'm off center always, and I don't like that. Wow, they're only 30 bucks, that's a lot. Well, you know, just ask somebody in the family, you know, suck up a little bit, say, hi, I love you so much, I miss you so much. By the way, do you have $30 I can have? I'll say this, I do think they're worth 30 bucks. I wouldn't pay any more than that for these. So, but I do think they're worth $30. Now, if they were, and I think this one, I got to dig into this one a little bit more. This one, and I haven't done it and I don't want to do it. I think this one here has an app and a remote control that you can use for the camera to take pictures and things. You know, to operate the camera, the phone, not this camera, but the phone. But I haven't done that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to load any software on my phone. But it would be nice if they had tilt. So, for instance, I can get it to follow me this way, and I can turn it off by this. See, now it won't move, right? You turn it on like this, and now it moves, okay? But I wish it had a hand gesture like this or this to get the unit would tilt the camera like this so that you could tilt the camera up or tilt the camera down. But these are way, way too cheap for that. Way too cheap for that. They're not on that level of, you know, but they're only 30 bucks. So all they do is, and they will spin 360. You can walk around in a circle and use them. And I've done that in the kitchen. We have an island in the kitchen, and I've done some things in the kitchen where I've walked around and talked to the camera. So they are pretty good. You know, they have their purpose. But my big complaint is they don't center. See my face, and it wants to fight me. There's no. I needed to center my beautiful face. See, I tell it to do that, and it goes over there. And if I move, it wants to get me over here. It wants to keep me on this side of the camera versus this side, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. But what am I going to do? what's it doing now? I'm still learning and practicing. And they're kind of a top-heavy gadget. Meaning, if you lean the camera one way or the other, the unit can tip over. No, I don't disagree. Maybe the head is, my head is too big. So, you're right. Maybe proportionally, and I agree. It could very well be. I don't know. But, I don't know. But it kind of works. And I'm still trying them out because I'm going to use them this summer when I go out and about in public. When I do some fishing videos, I want to try to use these, a little traveling stuff. But I don't like the fact that it throws me. And maybe it's because it can't recognize me. I don't know. See? You never know. I may be doing something wrong. There we go. All right. So, where was I anyway? Let me put an earbud in. And the little and part of my problem, and I'm working on this, is the desktop tripod that it's on is not, the selfie stick is not that stable. Pat's in the house. Good to see you, Pat. How are you, my friend? How you feeling today, Pat? You starting to get any better? Doing good? Nice. I'm playing with my AI camera again. You know, I might need to do that. Maybe I'll do that. I may have too much problem with this AI camera because of the tripod that it's on. So I'm going to try something. Hold on. I know I'm driving you guys crazy. But today's an experimental day. Pat, are you ready to start doing any live streaming yourself? Hold on, guys. You let me know when you're ready to live stream, Pat. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to try to see if the stand that came with it is any better. Here. All right, let's try that. So Pat, I know you got a tripod the other day for that. Pat saying hello to everybody. Hello, hello, Ted. Yes, a lot of good people in here so far today. A lot of thumbs up, Pat. So this is and I know you bought one the other day. a selfie stick. We've had this a long time. It's a Telson, which is a good brand. It's a really good selfie stick. The only thing that's not good is the tripod part. I wish it was tighter because it flexes too much. It's not tight enough, and I can't make it any tighter. So that's one thing I don't like about this one. And so when I use this one, you know, if my camera's rotating, this will rotate and it causes things to go crookedy. But Pat, don't get in a hurry. You just do what you want to do. You know? So, maybe I'll scoot that way back over there. Maybe that will help. But yeah, we're going to be spending a lot of time this weekend getting ready for Lorelai's party. I'm debating. Wow. I think I have her live stream, and I can't. I'm on my phone, so I can't tell. But I think I have the birthday party set up to live stream. I know I have it set up to live stream on the phone like this, but I don't know if I have it set up to be, you know, vertical like this or horizontal like this. I think I've set it up this way, but I'm debating whether I should change that because I might get a better image the other way around. I'm not for sure. Let's see, somebody replied to a video I made. Let me see what they said. Not airport people, government people. It's the government sponsored and enacted extortion. Someone told me I had ads in my long video. All right, that's good. Well, and that's what I told people, Pat. Yes, YouTube will do whatever they want with your channel. Whether you like them to do it or not, they will do whatever they want. If you're monetized or not, YouTube will do whatever the heck they want. I know I've talked to a lot of people who get so mad because YouTube is putting ads on their channel. Well, I hate to tell you this, you're not going to be able to stop it. Now, when the only difference is, I'm going to work on this again, so you guys just be careful. I guess the only difference is once we become monetized, then we get a cut of the pie. A small cut, very, very small cut of the pie, of the ad revenue. Dang it, like that. I'm gonna try another one of these AI cameras to see if it rotates any better. Let me try this one. I don't know where the camera's going. Oh, this is cool. Pat, check this out. I know you're probably wondering what the hell's going on. Apparently, there's a button on this device that you can hit, and it will do a 360 for you. All right, stop. I guess it'll keep doing 360s. So I find that interesting. I didn't know that. So there's a button on that one that will literally just send it into 360 mode. I had no clue that even happened. All right. You learn something new every day. There you go. See if I can get this one turned back on. Making sure I don't make any mistakes. Yes. I think I broke it, Pat. I think it has a mind of its own now, Pat. I think the camera's just doing its own, hello, I'm over here. I don't know what I'm doing, Pat. Everybody in the audience, I admit. I have no clue what my little thingy's doing. Now it went the other way. Let's see if it stops. Why won't this thing stop? Okay. Ozzy's in the house. Good to see you, Ozzy. How are you, my friend? What's going on in your part of the country, Ozzy? There you go. Oh, that's too much. I'm still dorking with electronics. There we go. Try that. Ozzy saying hello, thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate that. How's the weather in your part of the world? It is 70 degrees here, very nice weather. We're supposed to have nice weather all weekend, so we're excited. Got a lot of work to do out in the garage. Lorelei's having a birthday party on next Saturday. So this weekend, we're going to be getting organized and ready in the garage. Snow, yeah, you're having all that snow, aren't you? Woo! Is it true, Ozzy? What they say about snow bunnies? Is it true what they say about snow bunnies? 36 in New Hampshire. New heat wave. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Oh my God. I'm kind of aggravated a tiny bit today at some of the Filipino garbage. But is it true what they say about snow bunnies? Hello, everybody. Hello. Good to see you. Too much snow. Ho, ho, hello. Pat, pat, pat. What do they say about snow bunnies? That they're cold. That they're cold. Come on now. They say that they're cold. I've been working on a lot of different things today. You know, I had to work on some medicine issues, trying to get some of my drugs squared away. It's a new year. You know how it is with the new year. All of that type of stuff. So I've been working on that today. I've been looking at buying a new hat. I'm just not satisfied with my hat selection. I need to buy a new hat. Dang, I need to buy a rug for my damn office. So, you know, what I need to do. I need to buy a rug. Got aggravated with the Filipino junk today. Told my wife, look, enough is enough. Don't lower yourself to their standards. They're all arguing and pissing and moaning. They're all trying to get together, go to lunch. But one person can't do it because they're too special. And that one person who believes that they're the... Are we there? All right, can you hear me? I doubt it. I turned my phone on private. There you go. All right. I can hear me. Can you hear me? I put my phone on private so nobody would interrupt my live stream. Apparently it didn't work. It's so aggravating when you're doing live streams, you know. But what I am thinking about doing, though, is later this year, my wife is thinking she wants to, when the new iPhones come out in September, that maybe she'll get a new iPhone and she'll get one with much, much larger storage. And yes, she can get, you know, $500, $600, $700, $800 trade-in with her iPhone for the new iPhone. But I was thinking the other day, I may keep it, get a third line, I think is what you have to have, and not give that phone number out to anybody, so nobody can call me or message me on it. and use that for all of the live streaming I do. Use her phone for live streaming, so I don't have as much interruptions in my live streaming world. So kind of frustrating, but what are you gonna do? What's going on here? I get fed up though with the drama. The drama. Save the drama for your mama. I don't want to hear your drama. Save it for your mama. Drama for your mama. All right, so good. Yeah, the other weird thing has happened is I have some smart devices here in the house that no longer will let you watch YouTube as a guest. So you can't watch YouTube as a guest anymore. I have some smart devices that make you sign in to watch YouTube. You can't watch it as a guest anymore. So I thought that was kind of weird. Oh my God, these freaking girls are all over this stupid shit about their freaking lunch. They take their lunch and shove it up their ass. Did I say that out loud? I don't know. Drama queens. Drama queens. All right. I'm still on the hunt for a new hat. Hats Unlimited. I don't think I've visited Hats Unlimited. Let me see. Now, this is a Stetson. That's not my thing. Uh-oh. My wiener dog absolutely hates the big brown truck. For some reason, the wiener dog thinks the big brown truck is here to kill us. I need to do a tiny bit of research refreshing. Hang on. Because I need to get my terminology right. Because I don't remember. All of the stuff I used to know, I don't remember. So I need to, so I can narrow my, I know what type of hat I want to buy. I do. But if I can narrow it down to what the hat people say it is, then maybe I can just search for that and get that, the right one. Well, yes, I know I need another straw fedora. But I need to look at the brim. That's very important to me. So I need to see which size brim I'm interested in. I know I'm more into a stingy brim. I'm not worried about the crown. The crown doesn't interest me too much. And if you guys didn't know, maybe you do because I've said it, fedoras used to be, they started out originally as women's hats. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Come on now. So actually the ones I really like are the Tilvies. The type of fedora. That's what I like right there. I don't want that. Let's look at this. I'm looking for a blue hat. I think I need a blue hat. Is really what I want. I just feel like I need a blue hat. A bluish straw hat. A straw hat like this one that has blue. Well, I just found one. It just happens to be $225, so that's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime, my friends. Robert Carradine died. Ah. And I need to shut some of these windows down. Henry is in the house. Henry, how are you today? What have you been up to, young man? Did you ever get settled into your home, your house? I'm hat shopping again, Henry. I'm just not happy with the selections. I need a new hat, Henry. Pat says, hello to you, Henry. Good to see you. I already have that in my shopping cart. Just about moved in? Excellent. It's always good when that happens. We're getting ready for Lorelei's big birthday party is what we've been doing. Come on now. But I need a new hat. I'm telling you. I just don't like spending money. Hello, Patrick from Henry. I'm just picky, I guess. Well, I need a plumber and electrician to fix a few problems and should be all done by then. Nice. Well, sadly, whenever you move into a house, whether it's old or new, there's always problems. I mean, we had this one built brand new, and I wind up having to spend about, $1,500 to fix the air conditioning system because they did a shitty job on it. I need a new hat. I need a new hat. Let's see. Well, Hats in the Belfry, that's a good brand. I know their brand. I have a hat or two from them. I know that's a good company. What color is this? Again, well, I am super late to this party, but we can start now. Yes. I'm hat shopping again. Need a new hat. Damn it. Everybody say hello to each other, by the way. It's only the appropriate and nice thing to do. Well, let's put it this way. I got a leak directly underneath the house. That sucks. I'm going to have to tear up the floorboards and repair the leak. One of the water pipes had frozen and broke. You can't sleeve it. Henry, I don't know if you ever heard of this, but a lot of times with plumbing under the house, especially in older homes, you can sleeve it. You can have a plumber sleeve it. And that saves boatloads of money. So now I have to repair that damage and the electrical, just a couple of wires that need to be replaced, okay? Which I don't have the power going into, so it's safe. All right. All right, so you got to replace it. Probably collapsed on itself. Some of the older houses, I know, when they do that, the pipe actually collapses, so you can't sleeve it. I got a friend that had that happen at their house here. That was built in the mid-'80s. They had to dig up about 8 feet of concrete floor and dirt and replace 8 feet of pipe because they had about 8 feet collapse. And it was due to the fact that the aggregate and the concrete rubbed slits or cracks into the pipe over all these years. Does anybody have a suggestion for what type of hat, what color of hat should I buy? You guys have all seen my outstandingly beautiful tropical shirts and all my hats. I feel like I need to buy a new hat, and I'm trying to figure out what color to buy. I actually got cold enough to freeze, and that's just split from one end. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, for you guys way down south, when things aren't buried because you don't plan for it, right? Your infrastructure is not designed for the type of weather you guys had this year. So, Ken saying, Pat, how you doing today? Well, I'm a little upset because I got to replace old gym wood floors that was put in. That looks like steel brand. Oh, that is a bummer, man. Did you check your insurance company? Is your insurance company going to cover it? Your insurance company may cover it with the deductible. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You might be able to do it that way. Pat says, I am doing a little better. Pat says, I think he says he's feeling a little bit better these days. I'm not for sure. I need a new hat. They got kind of a stormy looking color, like a, like storm cloud color. I kind of like. Oh, it's only 29 bucks. Oh, does it got my size? Oh, butt parts. Come on now. Come on now. Ah, yeah. See, everything in my hat size, not on sale. Scumbags. I guess I need to spend, I don't want to spend that kind of money though. That sucks that that hat was on discount. It's, Pat says, Ken says it's good news. That you're feeling better? I feel a little wore out, to be honest. I feel kind of like, I had a lot of bad dreams last night, so I didn't get much sleep. And I'm tempted to buy that hat. And that happens to me once in a while, You can buy hats really cheap on Temu, but I wouldn't recommend it. I did buy, I've been telling you guys that we've recognized that Walmart.com has become cheaper on a lot of things than Amazon.com, right? So I bought some grabbers, like old people grabbers, extends out, has a little trigger, and it grabs things. We have some of those, and I really like them, but I broke one the other day. So I went searching for some more, and I actually got them at like $4 cheaper, including free shipping at Walmart.com. So I thought that was a little interesting. So I guess I'm trying to caution you that Amazon is no longer the cheapest, so it's good to shop around these days. That's a nice hat, 50 bucks though. Single again, legally. Ah, you got the legality done, did you? All right. How do you feel about that, Ken? I know you probably have to have mixed emotions after all these years. I know I would have mixed emotions about it. As I think I told you a long time ago, Ken, I think you can look at it as a win and an opportunity. A lot of times what we do is we go down dark and dreary roads when things happen, which is easy for us to do. Yes, mixed for sure, but it's been nearly a year, so I'm happy, all things good. So you I bet you what you're happy about is that it's getting, I got another friend that's going through divorce right now, and it's been a year and a half. So dragging out a year and a half. He actually stopped by today and wanted me to read some of his paperwork. So I did that. And I know you kind of get to that point when the fighting's over, the arguing's done, There's no more to bitch and moan about that, you think, well, let's just get it over with. Let's end this charade, this BS. Our unretired this coming Mondays as well. Congratulations. Bummer on that, I think. Viking, I am happy I've never gotten married. Yes. I'm very happy married, to be honest. Lorelai's great. I don't really have a problem being married. I've adjusted to it. But what I will say that if she died before me, I would never get remarried. And why I would never get remarried is because of how much effort it takes entangling two lives. Bringing two lives together, there's a lot of moving parts. And for that reason alone, and then of course you got to stop and be considerate of the other person. And I think, sometimes at a certain age, you're better off just being by yourself. It's okay, I lucked out. Kitten says she left last March. No contract issue since the judge gave me everything. Good. That's good. Woohoo. Yeah. And sometimes it's easier like that. I know my friend who's going through the divorce right now, they've been separated almost 2 years. He has his own place. Their money has always been separated. They did have some things jointly, but they fixed all of that, so there's nothing binding. And, but it's still like, hurry up, get it done, move on, all of that type of stuff going on. So I told him today, it looks like his is in the home stretch, waiting for the paperwork from the court to say you're officially done. Other than that, they haven't had anything done with each other. Pat's asking you, Ken, wasn't you married to a Filipina? And I think Filipinas make good wives, don't get me wrong. So I think they make better wives than American women, by far. You've all heard me say this. But I really would not ever, I don't think, get remarried. I just think it's too hard to bring so much together. And maybe that's the easy way out, to say that, I'm lazy. I don't want to put any work into it. I would rather have, but I really believe building relationships is a lot of work. Ken says, yep, nearly 18,000 years he was married. And Pat was married to one too himself, so he knows the feeling. So Viking's smart because he never got married. All he does is go to different countries and play with the women. So Viking, good to have you here, by the way. Everybody say hello to Viking from Norway. He's one of our good friends. So I hope you're doing well in Norway, because I know you're back home, right? Are you going back? I think you were saying you're going to go to Thailand soon. I know you guys just got back from the Philippines. Williams in the house says, HDRN, remember to have the insulated and maybe the heat source like a pipe wrap the heats up to keep this from happening again. Yeah, where he lives, they don't dig pipes very deep because it doesn't freeze. So maybe, another 6 inches in the ground would have solved that. But you're absolutely right. It never hurts to take an extra minute and do a little bit of pipe wrapping, a little bit better insulation in the ground. It can't hurt a thing. So good advice, William. We appreciate that. They play more with me than I play with them, to be honest. Yeah, I can understand. I've talked to other guys, they seem to get a lot of attention. Pat's a single man, and he gets more, they're always like on a fishing expedition, right? So it's like, I really equate it to fishing. They want to catch a fish, and how do you catch a fish? You got to go fishing, and you got to throw a lot of bait out there, and you got to do a lot of casting. Pat says, yep, I had to get away from my ex-wife. Divorce, yes. Henry is saying, yes, I was a plumber for a while, but thanks for reminding me. Pat's ex-wife was very toxic. I think most ex-wives are toxics. Isn't that by definition? If you have an ex, isn't she toxic? I don't know. Well, I have a lot of tropical shirts. I have about 200 of them. So what I'm thinking about buying, because I really need new, I like hats. And I got about 25, 30 hats. I got fedoras and flat caps. I need a blue hat. I got a lot of blue shirts. And I need a really white hat. I think I need a bright white straw hat, like this one, but bright white. And I think I need a light blue one, because I got a lot of blue shirts. I did find a multicolored flat cap that I really liked on the internet yesterday, or Tuesday. It was only 80 bucks, so I got very excited, but it was sold out. It was really cool. It looked kind of like this shirt. I would have bought it in a heartbeat, but it was sold out. But thank you, I need the help, you know. I got some new shirts. You guys will see my new tropical shirts this spring as we get going here. I don't think I've ever had an ex that was not toxic. Yeah, that's kind of the definition, right? Ex, toxic, you know. She was on drugs, sorry to say. Yeah, she was a Filipina, Ken. Pat's ex-wife was a Filipina. Yeah. And he's brave enough to get another one. He just wants a good one. So I have a lot of thoughts about, you know, the Filipino women. Man, do I have a lot of thoughts. And I know I probably get, because I know in our community, a lot of the Filipinas and their husbands watch my YouTube channel. And I'm very blunt about what I say. And I'm very open and honest and give my opinion whether they like it or not. So sometimes I think I might say things that put us, you know, but that's all right. So I have a lot of things I can say. She wasn't good, always cheating, because I didn't help support her habits. So yeah, I'll tell you a story about that. I think it's funny. And this is what I mean by people watching my channel. This has 4 feet crawl space under the floor with 1956 copper pipes, sewer line that runs 2 feet a minute. Ooh wee. Well, it's a shocker that that copper pipe is not completely clogged, corroded over. You know, drugs. Yeah, drugs are a downfall for all of us. But here's something, and I know this guy, you know, I guess he's gonna be. I got to be careful what I say here, because I try not to offend too many people. But I heard her story. I heard a story. It's story time. I heard a story. I heard a story about this gentleman talking about the early days of his relationship with his Filipina that he brought here. And apparently, you know, they didn't have a lot of money, of course, or anything like that. They were living with a family member or some BS, I don't know. But wasn't, you know, he wasn't rich. But I heard the story being told like this. The guy woke up one morning and couldn't find his Filipino wife, so he asked the family members, the American family members, hey, where is Filipino wife? Oh. So he set out looking for her and finally found her a few hours later in a park a couple miles away from their house, talking to some, I'm not going to use the word he says, but some gentlemen that maybe weren't so gentlemanly. And he, you know, hanging out with these people, talking to them, enjoying their company. And he asked her, well, what are you doing? Why are you here? And she's like, well, I'm trying to get $400 to send back to the Philippines. And this guy was telling the story about how his point was, hey, this is how Filipinos ask you for money all the time, right? But he missed the concept of, okay, your wife, who's new to America from the Philippines, wants $400 to send back home. So she goes out to a park, visits with a bunch of guys who may not be doing the best of behaviors to try to get $400. I wonder, so somebody mentioned in the group, well, I wonder how the wife was going to get the $400 from the guys in the park. Ken says, where we at? Habit on drugs. Ken says, William, hello to you, homie, my friend. Good to see you. Hello, sir, Ken. William, do you have a YouTube channel or anything? Pat Riley, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's okay, but, I mean, sometimes you got to kind of listen to stories and pick up what maybe, wasn't brought out. Because I would agree with the assumption of going, gee, well, what was your wife doing in the park? And how was she going to get $400 out of a bunch of guys at the park? I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, what she was doing, I mean, I would probably have an indication or a thought. Ken is dropping William's channel. Thank you for doing that, Ken. So, I don't know. So we just got to be aware. If you're going the Filipino route, what you're getting into. They are wonderful wives, wonderful people. So let me throw that out there. I think they're better wives and better people than a lot of American women. But they're also just human. There's bad ones in every group. So, if you took a group of 100 American women, maybe 50 of them are good and 80 Filipinos are good. I don't know what the ratio would be. But you got to kind of take the good or the bad, but, But I've seen a lot of bad behavior because I've been around the Filipino community since I was 18 years old. I've seen a lot of behavior that would make you go, what? And then I've seen a lot of women that are just fantastic moms and husbands and everything else that you could ever dream of. So, I don't know. Thinking of that, Henry, when are you heading to the Philippines? Do you have a date to go to the Philippines yet? I think Henry has been planning to go to the Philippines. Pat was hoping to go this year, but I think Pat, if I can speak for Pat, says that his health is a little struggling, so he's going to probably wait a year. And I know Viking is going to go somewhere. We are planning to go to the Philippines in the springtime of next year. Tentatively, because we need to take care of business in the Philippines. We got some business we need to deal with there. But we don't know for sure if we're going to go. Because if we can't get, I told Lorelai, I said, look, and we'll go for a month, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over for a month, but only spend 2 weeks in the Philippines, and then we'll travel elsewhere, like Japan. But if those people aren't ready for us to take care of business, then I'm not going to go to the Philippines at all. When we go back for a visit, I want to take care of business and then visit and then go somewhere else. So we got to kind of figure out where that goes. Ken says, I have no plans to go back to the Philippines ever and ever again. Well, I can relate, man. Yep, November I go to Thailand and thinking about going to the Philippines and December. Nice. You should. You're a young man. You're healthy. You should travel as much as, dollars will let you. I'm a big believer in that. So, can't go to the Philippines. I have court too much going on. Yeah. So, Pat has a lot going on this year, so he's not going to make it. So, and we still have plans to maybe move to Florida or Southern Alabama. So we got to figure out how that works into things. Because, a trip to the Philippines is not cheap. It's just not. I don't care who you talk to on the internet about how they got a ticket for $10. And they flew here from there to there and it only cost them $1.99. Nah, it's a lot of bullshit. So any way you look at it, flying back and forth to the Philippines and everything else costs money. Yeah, Florida, Alabama, Greenbow, Alabama, from Forrest Gump. No, we're looking at southern Alabama, like the Foley, Alabama area, and parts of Florida. So Florida is working on getting rid of property tax. They voted. Exactly how it works out will be an indicator for us because houses are expensive in Florida, more so than Alabama and or here by far. But the killer is the property tax. You can't afford to keep your house. Both of mine were here already. Ah, all right. So both of your wives are here already. Nice. Well, there's only joking, Ken says. Well, we know a single older Filipina that her husband, my friend, her husband died a couple of years ago. She's been trying to get a hold of Lorelei for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe she'll come to the party. I don't know. So, but most of the Filipinas we know here in America are married. Now, let me say this. That doesn't mean they won't trade up. I've seen that personally. I've seen women trade up their husbands, which I think is sad, but I understand it, but I think it's wrong and sad. But I have seen a number, 5, 6, a handful, maybe 10, over the many thousands of years I've been around. I've seen them trade up for a different husband who they thought would be better than the original that got them here. So a lot of them will do whatever it takes to get here. And this is women from everywhere, not just the Philippines. I mean, China, Thailand, you name it, Nigeria, wherever, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Aruba. So all of these different places. Trade out women, you got to stay away from. You do, but how do you identify them, Viking? You know what I mean? How do you identify the women that would do that? That's the hard thing. Absolutely. Yeah, just call me. Are we buddies on Facebook? Here. Ken, I don't know if we're Facebookies or whatever the hell you call that. Let me find my Facebook. I'm going to drop the link to and anybody can follow us, come join us, and then message us. We can do message. That's how I do it with Pat and James and everybody else. Let me get over here to me. This is my Facebook. Just come that way, and we can always talk. Yeah, just say, I'm not going to marry you, not going to build you a house, and they won't stick around. They're going to go hunting for the other one. I kind of like and I agree with that. 505309. Maybe. I remember that song. So I think that is a good way to I think you got to lay groundwork first. I think you're only smart. A lot of us, here's the problem. And I did this. I made these mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe I made mistakes, but I did. But part of the problem is we don't see things the same way. $100 to us is not that big of a deal, right? We can get over it. We could use it, but it's not going to kill us usually. $100 to them is a gold mine. They're like, woohoo, party time, party time. So that's the problem. We don't understand how they value money, how they see money. And this is people in every third world or developing nation in the whole entire world. They see money differently than we do from first world countries. So building somebody a $10,000, $20,000 house for a lot of Americans is not that big of a deal, right? I mean, it's just not. For some of us, it is, but a lot of people, it's not. So they get suckered into thinking, oh yeah, this girl loves me, I'm going to build her a $20,000 house, woohoo, blah, blah, blah. Because what do I got to lose? $20,000. But I believe you're setting the wrong example, the wrong standard. When you're laying down the coin on the front end, they're going to expect it on the back end. And then when they start giving you the milk, right? And they're doing things for you, they expect that money to go way up. As an LDR, they want, if you give them money, lots of money, good money from their perspective, then they're expecting more on the back end, a lot more on the back end. If you've been married for some years, yeah, not after met a bar girl and marry her after 3 weeks. Well, maybe. I think there's some logic to that. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't think there's anything wrong with bar girls. I really don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with prostitutes in America. I don't think there's anything wrong with girls that work in strip clubs anywhere else in the world. I just don't. Because I'm a little bit more on the side of, I understand if I would do whatever it took to make a living. I would. If I had to go out there and, I don't know, whatever, I would do it to make a living. I just would. And I wouldn't feel bad about it. I may not like it. It may not be who I really am. But, sounds like Korea. Woohoo. We know a lot of Korean girls too, by the way. So, but I have a little bit of different opinion about that. So I do think you can wind up having a good wife out of a bar girl, but you got to figure out the backstory. If it's, hey, I'm addicted to the money, I'm addicted to the attention, that's a problem. If it's the other side of the coin, hey, I'm just doing this because I got to make a living. I hate the fact that men are groping me, but I got a nice body and I can make money. I kind of, so I think you got to understand the backstory and their motivation for what they do when it comes to bar girls. So I don't think we can, but yes, I don't think you got to marry anybody after 3 weeks. I mean, nobody after 3 weeks. Yep, I understand that, but when the girl had 200 different boom boom partners, something that happened in their head, well, maybe 1 out of 100 is good, even if she's been a bar girl. Yeah, now, but here's the difference, Viking, because I agree with you, the body count, as we say it in America, is what is your body count? And there's a lot of talk about that. I don't know, that's an individual thing, is what I mean. So therefore, if I'm the guy that's okay with my wife having a very high body count, so be it. But I need to be, if I'm a guy who knows that the girl I'm going to marry, wherever she's from, has a 200 body count, but I'm going to marry her anyway, then I am stupid when I get upset if she cheats or her body count goes crazy more. If it's not the loving, devoted housewife from the 1950s that I was anticipating. If I'm anticipating a housewife from the 1950s and I marry somebody who has a body count of 200 and she's not like that, then whose fault is it? Now, some guys are a little off in the head themselves, and this is what makes a great match. When you get a guy who really doesn't care about the body count because, maybe they like it. Maybe they like fantasizing about her body count, and that's part of the deal. So, Viking, my Army buddy married a non-bar girl and lasted a short time after she got to the U.S. On the other hand, the Army buddy married a bar girl, and they're still married today. It's different from a girl going out every weekend having boom boom for fun, but a bar girl most of the time needs to have boom boom, boom boom. With men, that is not good because she needs money. I agree, but it may not be good, but is it wrong? And that's kind of where I'm at. I just don't hold it against them. I think one thing I'll say, a lot of people, and I don't disagree with you, Viking, but I think there's caveats to everything. I would agree with you, Viking. The stats are in the favor of this is not going to work out. if we made a bet and we said, okay, we think if you took 100 regular Filipinas and 100 bar girls, I would expect a higher normal rate of marriage and divorce in the 100 of normal girls versus bar girls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Every day of the week. But I don't think we can hold it against anybody trying to make a living. That's kind of my point. There are mental health issues that brings people to the boom boom room, you know, because there's other ways they can make money, but they choose to do this. That may be a mental health issue, a self-esteem issue, or trauma from their past. So, if that's, but here's what I'm going to say. But for guys who go to boom boom rooms, God, boom boom rooms, if they go looking for a bar girl, a boom boom girl, well, that's what they're going to get, right? 90% of the time, they're going to get a boom boom girl, if that's what they're looking for. If you know, it's real simple. I mean, if I'm in the produce aisle where all the apples are, there's a really good chance I'm going to buy a damn apple. I'm going to get an apple. So when I get it home, to expect it to be an orange is asinine. I got an apple because I was in the apple field. The apple orchard is where I was. So I got an apple, took it home. By golly, I thought it was going to be an orange. I agree. I have many bar girl friends. I understand where they're coming from. But if I wanted to marry the bar girl, would not be. Oh, it wouldn't be me either. Me either. It would not be my first choice and my recommendation to anybody either. But then again, you got to wonder, you know, the other side of the coin is somebody's paying those boom boom girls, bar girls. Somebody is. I've never been to a prostitute. I would never pay any, except for my wife. I pay her, you know, or she pays me, one of the two. But, you know, marriage, you know, costs money. But and dating costs money. So depending on how you look at things, aren't we all prostitutes in a way? Because every girl that you date, you got to pay for, right? So isn't that kind of the same thing? Because there's a lot of argument for that. But then again, it's not a business transaction, cut and dry, which makes normal prostitution. But I would never do that. Why would I do that? Why would I stoop to having to pay somebody? It's just not my nature. Now, I've had a lot of women offer me many, many millions of dollars to sleep with me, and I've turned them all down. Yeah, we're all prostitutes, right? We're all just cheap-ass hookers. Trust me. You know, if somebody wants to be my corporate sponsor, we can talk, you know. What product are you selling? Hey, that's nasty. I'll still sell it for you, hell. You know, I don't care if I like your product or not. You need an endorser, bring it on, baby. So, we're all prostitutes in one way, shape, or another. We are. We all have a reason that we do whatever it is we do. We're getting something out of it. I say this a lot. If we weren't getting something out of it, we wouldn't be doing it. And that's life. Whether it's dollars or making yourself feel for a short period of time. Here's what I believe. I believe that if you are the lady that likes to have lots of boom boom for money, and that's what validates you, then you have some mental health issues. But I also think that validation is short-lived. A lot of them will get back to their rooms and probably cry and be upset that this is the life they live, the life that they've chosen, you know, but it's kind of like fat people. You know, fat people always want to, or alcoholics, drug addicts, fat people, we always want to lose weight. And so when we're home or wherever we're at, we're all pissed off that we ate that ice cream bar. But we're going to eat that damn ice cream bar again because it makes us feel good. If there's something that we get out of it. It may be bad for us, but we get something out of it. And that's the same thing with this type of situation. So I think the backstory is important. But I don't recommend anybody to get married after 3 weeks. If they drive, send them my way, please. Oh, now come on, man. What do you got to offer? We have I had a conversation. They do drive. She does drive. But we have a young Filipino girl here who seems to be a nice kid. She's 20 or 21 now. Real religious, but nice kid. She's come to a lot of our parties over the years. She's the sister of somebody that wears a lot of makeup, but this girl doesn't, so that's a good thing. I'm not into the makeup girls. If you have to hide your face from public, I don't like it. I had an employee one time that was like this. She wore so much makeup that it could flake off and cake off. Didn't like it, don't like it. So I'm not really big on that. I like people to be who they are. But this young lady is looking for a boyfriend. She'd like to have a boyfriend here in America. She's only been here a few years. She immigrated over. She's here legally. She's a nice kid, smart. She's a 20-year-old. She's a typical 20-year-old. Pat, Ken is asking if you're still around. Tim is in the house. Good evening, Pat. Thank you, Tim, for being here. So she was asking us at one of the party, hey, does anybody know any single guys my age? And I'm like, no, not really. I don't know any young guys at all anymore. Pat says, I'm here. Ken, 21 could be my daughter or my granddaughter. Probably your granddaughter, man. Hello, Ken from Tim. Hello, brother Tim. So, but she was asking, hey, and we all, and I gave her some advice. And she sat down and I asked her a lot of questions, and then I asked her the most important question. Ken, and this is partly for you, I asked her, well, what do you bring to the table? You've given me this gigantic list of things that you wish you could find in an American, or a man, not just an American man, but a man. But what do you bring to the table? Well, she could only name one or two things. And I'm like, okay, so you're expecting the guy to have 20 things, and you can only cough up 10 things. Hello, everybody. Ken says, always my friend, I enjoy your live streams. Thank you, Ken. We appreciate that. Are you on Facebook, Pat? Pat's on Facebook. Yes, he is. Viking says, hello to you, good Tim. How are you? I have Facebook, Ken. Good question. Yes, I refuse to set my friends up. I agree. I don't do it either. We quit doing that. Hello, Viking from Tim. We've gotten frustrated. And I'll tell you, you want to do the Facebook thing, Pat says to Ken? Mike and Venus in the house. Was hoping to see a pretty face soon. I am a table. What do you bring to the table? I am the table. So, yeah, you got to be, but, I don't know. I did connect. Yes, thank you, Ken. I'll check it later, here in a little bit. So, Mike is in the house. Everybody said hello to Mike. Make sure he's behaving today. So we all have to bring something to the table. But I've got to the point, and Lorelai and I, who we've had a lot of girls say, hey, I want you to find me somebody. Well, the Filipino girls now are so damn picky that we refuse to introduce them anymore. Because we would give them, oh no, that person's not good enough. This, how do you know? You only talked to them a handful of times and you already wrote them off. So this bullshit about you really wanting to find a good husband and you never talk to the guy more than 4 or 5, you're full of shit. So we've had a lot of women that we've just said, no, we're not interested in helping you figure it out. Ken is a friend of mine. Yes, we know Ken very well. Michael, we do. Ken is a friend of mine. Hello, Mike and Venus. Hello, Viking. Good to see you, brother. Yes. So, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the effort anymore. And Lorelai and I are both on the same page. So we still have girls probably weekly and we have guys reach out to us all the time, and I tell them the same thing. I don't know anybody. I tell them my advice about how to find somebody, and I have the best advice in the whole entire universe, because I am the Lord and the Master of the universe. But good to see you, Ken says to you, Pat, and Viking saying hello. Thank you all for the thumbs up if you haven't done that yet. So I like Filipino women, trust me. I think or I wouldn't have married one. But I think lately things have shifted in their culture. The best advice is no advice, especially if it's coming from Mike. I think there's a grain of truth to what Mike said about best advice is no advice. I got people mad at me all the time because they ask me a question, I give them my advice. And I warn them ahead of time. You may not like my advice, but if you're asking, I'm telling you. But then there's a lot of times that I read the room, and what I do, here's the best way to give advice. The best way. If you're talking to somebody, like you and I are talking, we're visiting, and we're talking about, I don't know, how to buy a car. Well, you're the one wanting to buy a car. And so you're talking about, hey, I'm thinking about buying a car, blah, 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 blah. They come on. The best advice, the best thing I do is I sit and listen, ask questions, because in that conversation, you will tell me the answer you want to hear. And then I just tell you what you want to hear. Oh, no, talk about Ford. And because if you're talking about all these car brands and somebody mentions the Ford Bronco 10, 12 times, or the Jeep, the Ford, you hear what their answer wants to be. So you just tell them what they want to know. Just do that. Mike says, doing well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that's the best way to give advice, is to listen. And then you will pick up, if you truly listen, to what they're looking for. Because most people, when they're asking for advice, they really don't want to know your opinion. They want their opinion, their thought validated. Telling people what they want to hear is not always, but it's not. But it's the right answer in certain cases, Mike. So, because otherwise you're the bad guy, right? We have people mad at us right now, and on a regular basis, because they want the truth from me, so I tell them the truth. I tell them what they need, not what they want. But they don't like it, so we become the bad guy. So you got to judge which way you're going to go with it. That's why I don't avoid anything. I mean, one thing I do like about my channel is I'm not scared of talking about any topic. Religion, I don't give a shit. I talk about anything. Now we got to put parameters on it, but I'll talk about anything. Nothing scares me. Maybe bad air quality. Ooh, 51 for your air quality, Tim. That sucks. Do I look fat in this dress, honey? Yes, of course you do. You look fat without the dress on, So that's what you got to say. Well, of course you do, because you're fat without the dress on, And then you run. Then you run and hide. Yes, I'll be the bad guy. Tim says hello to you, Mike. Good to see you, Tim. That is a load. You got to be aware of the loaded questions, and avoid those. Skirt around those. Change the topic. Get busy. Find something else, or just flat out lie. Does it really matter when we lie to people? Just tell the fat chick, yeah, you look fat. Or no, you look skinny. Tell the 500-pound girl wearing spandex out in public and ask you, does this make me look fat? Tell her, no, not at all. No, that doesn't make you look fat. Men are going to love you. Just feed them bullshit. Mike says, don't lie. Lying's okay. Matters to me. Lying's okay. I have no problem with it. I lie on my channel all the time. All the time. I think there's appropriate times to lie, to tell the truth, and to listen, to give feedback back to what the people actually want to hear. And I think that's what we have to do as smart people. And if you stop and listen to people, you will learn buku's amounts of information. When it comes to dating these Filipinas, marrying these Filipinas, hooking up with them in the bar girls, and doing the boom boom 200 times in the bar, well, and the other thing you got to understand is actions speak louder than words. But if you're thinking about a life partner, a wife, that I'm honest with Lorelai. When she puts something on and it's not so great, and if she asks, I flatly tell her, honestly, I think that dress doesn't fit who you are. It's not your personality. It's not your body type. It doesn't look right on you. But if you like it and you're okay with it, then I'm okay with it. I'll support you in it. So I'm one of the people that I do, But sometimes I just don't really want to answer. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't really give a shit what dress you're wearing. Mike says, I don't lie. It matters to me. See there, I didn't lie. Well, Mike, as long as it matters to you, that's all that matters to you, right? And I think that's okay. If that's who you are, then you just be you. And I encourage you to be you and everybody else to be them. Because why would we want Viking or anybody else to be you? We would want them to be them, right? It's real simple. I mean, to me. At least that's what I think. There are different types of lying, white lies, for example. There is, and a lot of it is like, you gotta assess the room. Does it really matter? If it's going to endanger somebody, well, then that matters. If it doesn't have any weight to it, if it's just, if you lie and say, yeah, I think you did a good job mowing the yard and you kind of did a half-assed job, but you're trying to build them up or make them better, or you're going to fire them anyway and move on to somebody else, what does it matter to say, no, I think you did a shitty job? You say, yeah, it's all right. Get them out of here. Oh, let's see there, I didn't lie. You missed the main point. More than likely. What's your main point? Sum it up in a few words. What's your main point, Mike? That you're a great human being that doesn't lie to people? So, everybody loves me, man. That's the problem. That's the problem, young man. Oh, man. We had a thing pop up yesterday in our neighborhood about our POA. I wrote a long thing about the POA yesterday. I don't know if they love me, but, Correct. Tim? And that's one thing I've learned over the years dealing with so many thousands of people in my life. There's times when you got to be honest with people and you just got to let people vent. And there's times that you got to understand that no matter what you tell me, I've already made up my mind. So if you tell me not to buy that Bronco, that it's the worst vehicle in the entire world, I don't really give a shit what you say. I'm looking for validation. You're not invalidating me. So therefore, your opinion is not valid. That was it. I know. We know how much you think of yourself, Mike. We understand. We know the pedestal that you put yourself on. My pedestal's down here. My pedestal's down in the ditches and the trenches. With the Boom Boom Girls and the guys that go to Boom Boom Girls from Viking story earlier. So, how many Boom Booms? That's a great question. Let's pivot. How many Boom Booms are too many Boom Booms? Because I see that on the internet a lot now about body count. And then of course, read up. All right, let me see what Mike wants me to read. I'll be the bad guy. Hello, Tim. I don't lie. It matters to me. See there, I didn't lie. Okay. You missed the main point, but we love you anyway. That was it. You missed message. Read up. No. Ask no questions. Won't tell no. Yeah. I've told people that. Look, don't ask for my opinion, and I won't tell you anything because you're gonna think I'm lying or whatever. Ask me no questions. Tell me no lies. But that's the real question in the world today because it's all over the internet. I think it's funny to hear a lot of these young women talk about their body accounts and how they expect men to make $100, $200, $300,000 to date them, to be with them. But yet, as we said earlier, they don't bring anything to the table. Like, what do they bring to the table? It's happening again with Yuba Tuba. What's happening again with YouTube? Messages not being seen. Yeah, it does happen. I don't know why, but randomly stuff just doesn't show up. I figure out. Keeping up with the message is hard to do even with a slow mode on. Yeah, and then Ken, what happens a lot of times is messages don't get put in the chat. So, and it's really weird because it's random. Things like Mike will type something or Craig, and they'll be like, hey, you need to read my comment. I go up and I can't find your damn comment. What the hell are you talking about? And then they go back and look and says, yeah, you're right. For some reason, it didn't get put in. It didn't stick. So that's the weird thing. That's the weird thing about it. It happens, but, you know, it is what we're going to, you know, is what we sign up for when it comes to the land of the YouTubing. Pat says, every time I send a message on YouTube, it disappears in the chat. Yes, it doesn't matter in the long, it never does. Nothing matters in the long run. Oh, I always hit that button, typed this message 15 minutes ago, forgot to hit the, yeah, I do that. I have a real problem with typing the message and forgetting to send it. And then I look down to type another message and go, well, shit. And then I realize the conversation's moved way past what I was going to say. So now I'm way behind that. See my message. It doesn't matter in the long run. Is that the message you want me to see? Use less words, more words. Sometimes you got to type things in code. You know, we could all be coders, right? But you know, but anyway, this hasn't helped me buy a hat. I'm still trying to get a hat. I got some new tropical shirts, but I'm still trying to get a new hat. I need a new hat. But we are getting ready for the big party, for Lorelei's party. She's excited. It's getting dark in here, too. There we go. How's that? Let's see. Oh, I know people that go nuts if you fail to read their messages. They do, but Ken, I agree. One thing I work very hard on, I really do, and I take pride in this, is I try, because I think it's only appropriate, and it's the best way to have class, is I try to read everybody's comment. I try to understand their comment. That's the harder part. Understanding what somebody's conveying to you is the hard part. But I try to read, that's why I respond to each and every comment on my channel. So even the negative ones that call me names, I thank them for calling me names. Yes, when is that party again? Yes, I will write it down this time. Got to come meet the women folk. It is March, Saturday the 7th. Saturday the 7th. Not this coming Saturday, but the next Saturday. The send button is next to the delete button on your phone. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, the chat isn't working. Maybe it's you. You know? Emoji worms. I don't know, Mike. Maybe it's you. And then, of course, what happens a lot in a busy chat is you might have 4 or 5 different topics going on at the same time. So we, as the host, we have to keep up with 4 or 5 different conversations going on. And sometimes that can be challenging. I have plans on the 8th that will be rough, but 8th, I thought I said the 7th. Saturday, March the 7th? Anybody got a calendar? We're going to live stream about 5 p.m. I'm trying to pull my calendar up. I guess my calendar don't like me. It didn't pop up. Oh, there. Oh, is that not the calendar? I thought that was the calendar. Come on, I don't know what the calendar is. Saturday, March the 7th, 5 p.m. I'm not trying to work. I remember I'm retired. Me too, man. YouTube hates me. Aw, you poor thing. You poor thing. What are we going to do? So, yeah, Saturday, March the 7th, we got a lot of food coming, man. I got a lot of work to do. We're going to be decorating the house this weekend. The garage. We're supposed to have really nice weather, it looks like, maybe even in the 60s, maybe warm enough to go outside. But we got to get the garage all decorated, the inside of the house all decorated. I've already got some dishes I'm going to be making. We're going to be making the Filipino-American biscuit. My wife makes Filipino and American / biscuit. I'm going to be making barbecue sliders, ham and cheese sliders. I'm also making a new thing. It's kind of new, not really new. But I'm taking little smokies. Anybody know what little smokies are? And I'm taking some home-style beef meatballs. And I'm mixing them together and slow cooking them in barbecue sauce. And, kind of like a little thing. I'm also making some ubi cookies. And then, of course, we have a professional cake being made. James is sending me some stuff from California, from the Filipino stores there. Oh, my gosh. We have lumpia coming. We're cooking 6 racks of ribs, chicken, 3 or 4 different types of fish, some soups. Ken says, well, keep talking. I might change my plans. There you go. Get the garage ready for the men to be safe during the... Well, yeah, Tim, that was kind of the plan, but my wife took it over. They're making a photo booth. You know how they got to take pictures every 32 seconds? Well, they're making a big backdrop in my garage. And then we're also putting a table out there for the men to hang out in, to eat in peace. So we're not going to get any peace because we're going to get to go out there and relax and enjoy and get away from the yakking. And then they're all going to rush out there and take pictures and yak and disturb us. And then run back and eat some more or karaoke some more. And then come back. I don't know how peaceful it's going to be. But that was the plan, right? To have a man place. I have a video that I'm going to re-release about how to be a good host of a Filipino party. And that's number 1. Have a man place. I wish I could stay retired, but... what are you going to do? Are you job hunting already? You got anything in mind that you're going to do? Ken? So yeah, but if the weather's nice enough, I'll clean up my back patio from the winter and I'll get the furniture set back out so people can go outside for a few minutes if they want, if it's in the 70s. Yes, Mike wishes he could be retired, stay retired too, but he can't, so he's going to have to get after it. Oh, you already got something lined up Monday? Wow, congratulations. Good for you. I wish, Mike says, I'm thinking ahead. I will tell you, to be honest, it's one of the things that depresses me the most, that really bothers me, is the fact that I can't work. And... as somebody who always was able to figure out opportunities to make money, work harder, take more classes, do more consulting work, when I saw a door open, I would jump through it and make the money. So to go from that to where sitting here and not being able to make any money, I will admit, psychologically, it's the biggest thing that bothers me because I can't do shit about it. I can't get out there and hustle and make money. I can't do it. I can't go sell my services anymore and make any money. So it bothers me. I hear you, and I'm limited, but sugar mamas are no longer around. There you go. I think I'm the sugar mama in this outfit, so in retirement. Mike went from 6 figures to being laid off. No, I understand. When I retired, I was making over 6 figures a year. and here I am not. But it's really the biggest thing is the psychological effect of not being able to go do these things. I mean, I can't even be a volunteer to have something to do because my health is not consistent. I never know how things are going to be. So, but it really I struggle with the fact that I can't sell myself. I can't do it. Probably at my age, can't make that anymore. Probably not. Probably have to go to Walmart and stock shelves. Just let the ladies have the patio out back for their photo booth. Well, we do that during the summer, but no, that ain't gonna work because it may be chilly out. And they're all gonna be wearing dresses and they don't want to get their dresses dirty. So we put a rug in the garage, giant backdrop. We have curtains hiding all of my personal stuff. Yeah, I wish. When we have the tropical party every year, that's what we do, Tim. We have a big backdrop outside for them to take pictures at. I buy one every year, or we reuse, I don't know. We got a big backdrop that we use out back. But they're not going to do it this year, not in the cold weather. I'm fortunate that I can get by and get back to where I was, sans a year ago. By the end of the year, it's all good. All right. That is good, Ken. It is. I just miss the fact that, I mean, I had a mentor who was with the government, and also he ran his own church, and great guy. He married us, Lorelai and I, and I always liked because he always called people. He was smart, very good with people, and when he would come to Northwest Arkansas, he would say, "Well, I need to meet with those movers and shakers," and of course, I was one of them that he met with because of my role up here. So, and in the state. But it's kind of like that. You can no longer become movers and shakers. We're no longer in charge of anything. We're no longer picking up the phone, calling people and getting shit done, That's good, Ken. I was in IT, so change is so fast. Yes. Yes, it is. And now it needs AI. But AI is changing, and there's things going on with it too. So security, IT security, I wish I could get Lorelai into that. Because one, she could work from home, and two, she can make 6 figures or better. I mean, she can make really, I got friends that are internet security project managers, and you're talking about $250,000. So, not for sure where you're going to fit in as the framework. Well, you probably got to start at the bottom and show your skill set and see if you can keep up with the big boys or the young people, whatever you want to call them. So, but it just kind of, for me, it's just kind of weird not to be involved in major projects, going and speaking in front of so many people, and I don't know. I kind of miss it, I guess. I know about all that stuff. That's good. Maybe you can do well then. Yes, thank you from Ken. But it's hard, That's why the only way I make money is by selling topless photos of myself. I can do that. I can take pictures of myself without my shirt on. That doesn't really hurt me too much physically. So the IT job sector has changed since I retired, and I would be less than the rookie in this job. There you go. It does change so fast. It does. What's good today is not what was good tomorrow. I mean, it really does change that fast. So, but if you have the aptitude for it, you can probably get caught up. You can probably get caught up if you have the aptitude. I don't have the aptitude for IT stuff. Don't have it. And I don't want it. I don't want it. I would not want to be an IT person. I just want it. It's not my thing. Are you open for an odd question? Absolutely. I love questions. Man, that's what I mean. Hell yeah. You may not like the answers, or my answer, but yeah. Yeah, I was the same way in my world, man. Anytime anybody said, hey, there's a certification, I'm like, what? I'll take it. I'll get it. I used to have a stack literally this big of credentials. So I loved it. If they ever needed a warm body for anything, David was there. I'm happy. I'll go. I got more credentials than people has toilet paper. Pat says, I was doing prize rebel doing this side hustle. It helps to gain money for my trip to the Philippines, $500 and good rewards. Like, yes, it is. I've been doing that a little bit, Pat. Laptop is out of date by the time it's sold. Yes. Just remember, Ken has points. What kind of points does Ken have? Yes, I'm happy for questions. Pat says, pays at the PayPal. Yeah, the only other way that I can do it is eBay. I'm still waiting for that 5 million. I have some Ken points. Okay. What is your take on people that come into your live streams and then bombard you with either a million emojis or even worse, a silly number? Who cares? I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but who cares? My point is, as long as they're dropping a chat, I like it. I don't care that's why if you watch me deal with trolls, and I know I've taught some of you guys on the internet how to deal with trolls. I love trolls because I turn them around, I twist their words, and I keep them chatting until I got to ban them, right? Because every time somebody drops a chat, YouTube likes it. They're like, oh, your stream is busy. We're going to push your live stream out there. So I don't care if these idiot kids come on saying 676767. When somebody in the group gets really bored of it and they want to put them in timeout, all right. But it doesn't affect me. That's the honest answer. It really doesn't do it. Yep, there are funny stories behind that. Actually, yes, they're just showing support. Yeah, it's a way to show support. Take advantage of it. Anything you can get. Negativity is a positive. I look at it. I love it. I mean, when somebody comes on and says, you guys have all heard me do this. Hey, you're gay. And I'm like, and I will turn that around and explain to them that everybody's welcome on my stream and it's okay if they're gay. They're probably feeling bad about themselves, but they shouldn't. I go through this whole thing to where I just have a teaching moment and I screw up their whole line of where they're going with it, but I get more chats out of it and I get a conversation piece out of it. True, true, true. I like trolls and even we've gotten friends out of many trolls. We've gotten many followers who were trolls in the beginning, wanting to bust my chops or call me names. And then they realized it really didn't work because what do I care if somebody on here calls me a name? What do I care? Hell. 6'7" could be 13 to 42 or 42. Well, I always say 6'7" is 9 to 5, right? Ask them why. Mike likes to ask why. Why are you gay? I don't do that. I just talk to them about it's okay if you have these feelings, and they do. Now, one thing I don't tolerate is the race thing. If they start doing, the race thing, no matter which race it is, I would hope somebody in blue, if they catch it before me, gets rid of them. If they mention children in a bad way, get rid of them. I don't want to play with them. But if they're coming in and call me fat or grandpa or old guy, I can take that down a river and get I can milk that for drama. I can milk that, and I like that. So, yeah, So, I don't know. That's my answer to that, buddy. No problem. I don't mind it. The weird thing is a lot of them get really mad at you if they can't get you mad, they get mad at you. So Mike says, I tolerate a lot. He does. Mike tolerates a lot. I tolerate a lot. I think I'm very tolerant to a point. That's why on my channel, I tell people I'm happy to talk about religion, politics. I don't care what it is. We'll talk about it. You may not like where we go and get offended, but that's okay. I'll talk about any subject matter. I'm not afraid to do that. A lot of channels won't do that. Anytime, Ken. But asking me how much to buy Venus makes me mad. Oh, it doesn't bother me a bit. I get that all the time. Hey, how much did you pay for your wife? I had one earlier on this live stream. You know, how much did you pay for your wife? You know, or how much would it cost to buy your wife? And I'm like, well, one, you couldn't afford my wife. Are you fucking crazy? I mean, are you crazy? You can't afford her. You know, so I use it. I make a big joke out of it and just run him into the ground with it. So Mike says, I love Zooms. Sometimes we get all SNL with things. SNLs. What's SNLs? I guess I'm lost something. Get along good? Yes. Ken says you should see the after Zooms. Oh, yeah? They get a little rough. Yeah. Saturday Night Lives after that. I would try the Zoom one day. Yeah, I used to use Zoom when I was a teacher, when I did it for business. So, Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd. There you go. So yeah, you know, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You can't be offended by people. It's like I said on my live stream the other night about, you know, mental health issues. If you have really thick skin, then this is not for you. YouTube's not for you. TikTok's not for you. You got to have thick skin. Damn it, Jane. That's right. So enjoy it. I don't mind. I mean, I had somebody earlier ask me how much it costs to buy a Filipino. And I had to explain to him, I said, I think you're meaning my wife, which is a Filipina. Filipino, you know, is a boy. So maybe you need to do a little research before you do, you know, come on now, you can do a little bit better than this, you know. And so and I got into it a little bit about, you know, you can't buy people, that's wrong, stuff like that, but it doesn't bother me. Yep, and the ignorant comments, yeah, I'm good. I think I'm dealing with people. Things cannot stay today for sure. Right. Right. I'm just not going to take it home. Just not. I've been there, done that so many times in my life. You people have no clue, you know, you're not going to irritate me. Even in public, face to face, it's not going to work. It's not my personality. So, but you know, it's good. But take it a benefit. Whatever you can do to grow your channel, I'm a big believer in. I mean, the one thing I do, and maybe Ken, I think you noticed this a while back, or I hope you caught on to what I told you. We get a lot of young people in our live streams, even though it's for adults only. We get a lot of young people that come in. I believe it's extremely easy to see those young people, high school kids or less. I tried to immediately tell everybody else in the chat that there's a kid here. I'll say it somewhere or another. Oh, we have a young person in the house. Everybody, you know, just so that everybody kind of knows. Look, this is just a kid. Watch your language, even though they're not supposed to be here. You know, don't flirt with them. Don't, you know, because some people can be creepy, thinking that's a real adult, and it's not. It's some teenage kid. So I try to give everybody a warning when I find a kid on the live stream. I don't want to kick them off, but I also am careful about not to. A lot of times I get homework questions. You believe this? I get a lot of kids on and ask me about homework. You know, oh, I'm trying to do my homework. Do you know? What the hell? Mike says, I've seen you do that. Yeah. So that's important to me, that you guys, all you adults, know when a young person pops in. And I'll go a step further with that, Ken. I don't want to run them off because I want to teach them. I want to use it as a teaching moment on how to be around adults, how to behave properly on YouTube. Same thing with some of the younger trolls. You know, you got to think about this as an opportunity to educate, to mentor, to bring along other people on YouTube on how we would and expect everybody to behave, right? I look at this as a life lessons every day, every time I'm on live stream. If I get a chance to preach my bullshit, to help you further along, to give you grounding to let you know what's expected on my live stream or how you should behave somewhere else, because it's just the right thing to do. It's all right. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. Yes, that is a good thing you do. Knock on wood. I haven't been lucky on that front yet. All right. Stay away from those, Pat does. But a lot of times, Pat, you can't. I know what you're probably saying. You don't respond. And that's one thing why I kind of shout out, hey, we have a young person, so that other people won't think they're an adult and try to have a conversation with them. Now, we do have some young people that come on here on our channel regularly. They're regulars. We get them private messages us. Lorelei has mentored a few younger girls. I've mentored some gentlemen. Even talked to one today who cut his fingers in the hospital. So I do that, and I look at it as just an opportunity. So, but I want everybody to know that's the situation, so we can be aware. And we do have a lot of them come on here, and we will carry on long conversations with them. We will try to engage them. And I know Dennis and others of you guys out there recognize what we're doing, that this is a young person, so we're going to encourage them and pump them up. Tell them that it's good to stay in school, to listen to mom and dad, all that other bullshit that we should have done, right? So that's what I do. We have some young people from India, from Canada, from all over the world that comes in, and I just try to, because a lot of the young people, one, they're bored and they're looking, and a lot of them from other countries are just trying to figure out something different than their own world. Right on, Pat says. So that's kind of a long-winded answer, but you should have been in my class. So, that's what we do. We do. I don't mind the young people. Speaking of young people, we've tried to accept. I haven't seen Jeremy the autistic cornbread in a while. I haven't either. And I do think it's important, Mike, and I'm glad you bring this point up. There are a number of people on the internet that are on the spectrum. A lot of times we don't know that right away. But as soon as we do, we need to understand that. And I'm not saying you got to shout it out to the world, hey, this person's on the spectrum. You need to let them bring that out if they want to. But I think you got to put everything into context. And this is something that I'm proud of what I do and I've done all my life, is when people are saying something, you got to wonder why. Why are they saying this? Why are they using the words? And a lot of times, like especially from foreign countries, they don't know conversational English. They know proper English. So they use words that they think would make sense to me, but they're not. They're like, eh. And sometimes they come across rude, right? And so, but you got to understand, well, they're from this country. They don't understand English as well as we do. They don't think they're being rude. They're not trying to be rude. They're trying to ask a question, but they don't know how to ask it in a super user-friendly way. So you kind of got to know your audience. It was his name. I made friends with him. Yeah, I remember Autistic Cornbread. No. That's what his name YouTube channel is. Right, Mike. No, he was definitely out there. Same thing with the other kid. What was the other kid that used to be around? I guess he still is, maybe of Jack. Retro, I think he's on the spectrum. There's a girl out there that has a channel dedicated to people on the spectrum. Good little channel. I felt bad for her a while back because people were attacking her. So I went on her channel and gave her some advice, sent her some messages about how to deal with the hate and blah, blah, blah. Tell her that people are in her corner, that you are accepted, that don't listen to the haters. You're giving them what they want. So we have that. But one thing I encourage you guys all to do is try to understand where in the world geographically somebody's coming from. Well, I don't, Mike, because look, I've only been doing YouTube 5 years, but I've seen literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people come and go. Tim says, take care, everybody. Time for me to go now. Tim, we appreciate you. I hope your air quality gets better, buddy. Be safe, Tim. Ken says goodbye to you. Everybody says goodbye. I mean, it makes you kind of wonder. I wonder, like, there's been a lot of channels that I've known that have disappeared off the planet, you know, and you kind of wonder. You don't know if YouTube is doing it, if YouTube has censored them, shut them down, something bad has happened to them, or they just chose to give up. Or you don't know if YouTube is just not pushing them out anymore. YouTube is just not telling you that they're around. Because I think that's part of the problem on YouTube. A lot of us don't get notifications that we would like to. We don't know when Mike might be on. We don't know it. We may get a notification 2 or 3 days later. So I don't know which way it happens. Okay, David, I can admit we are a little different. I tend to be closer to people and love them. You keep a distance. I do, because, you know, what else is there to do? I do. I think you can love people from a distance. You don't got to be all huggy, touchy feeling to love people. One, I don't like to be touched. So, nothing wrong with keeping your distance, and there's nothing wrong with being lovey-dovey. Lovey-dovey is a little creepy to me. Keeping your distance might be a little creepy to you. So, do you wonder why that happens? Lucky, I was friends with a couple and found the reasons to be interesting. Ken, I think can you expand upon? I think I missed something. You do wonder why that happens. Luckily, I was friends with a couple and found the reason to be interesting. Why their channels disappeared, or why they kind of disappeared. A lot of people give up. Mike agrees with me as always. He says, yes, David, you're correct. You're the smartest person on the planet. And as always, I agree with you 1,000%. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't get emotional about things. I don't get emotional. Yes, channels just go. Yeah, a lot of people give up. This is one thing I've made a pledge to myself over the years. Is even though we don't grow much, we don't make any money off of this, my goal is to buy my wife a house. It honestly is. The only way I can do that is to keep going and going and going and going. The days I don't want to do it, I don't do it. The days I want to do it, I do it. But I have convinced myself that we're going to do this for a long, long time. I haven't seen Jeremy in a while either. Yes, oh my. Well, a lot of the channels, what they do is they pop up, they try to grow, they don't get where they want to be as quick as they want to be, so they disappear. They give up. If you were personally threatened, would you give up? What? Kids, if you were personally threatened, would you give up? Meaning, if somebody on the internet personally threatened me, I'd give them my address and tell them to come on. No. Come on. If you want to look me up, I'm all over the freaking, I spoke in public for years. There's nothing you can say or do that, I'm out there everywhere. All you got to do is Google my happy ass. So no. Ken, were you threatened? I like that. That's a good one. Mike is serious now. Mike is asking seriously. Pat, I am not giving up on my channel yet either. Yes. No. Really? What happened? Do you want to give us a breakdown of what happened? But no, I don't even give up when they come if they want to face me. Police were involved. And that is sometimes that you have to do, Ken, and I think it's okay. If it's a situation where there's laws being violated, don't give up, but that doesn't mean don't use resources at your fingertips. Calling the police for cyberbullying, hacking, the FBI, YouTube, internet, whatever it is. Don't give up, but it's okay, 1,000%, to use whatever resources are available at your fingertips. And that's what a smart person does. We don't give up, we don't get pushed around, but by golly, we will do whatever we have to defend ourselves. Laugh it off. Mike's wanting to know by who. I laughed it off to a sin. Mike says, I want to know. Tell us right now, Ken. Hurry, give us the gossip. But when you're threatening your family members, the line was crossed. Yeah, but look, Ken, if you threaten my wife's liable to kick your ass. You know, my wife's not going to take shit. You know, it will upset me, but I also know that we will just be stronger together. So Lorelai and I, we've had minor threats and people call us shit. My wife can handle her own self. Unless you're banging on my door, I'm not worried about you. If you come banging on my door, you better be carrying because you're not leaving. So we're just different people here. I was laughing a few weeks ago. They called Tim K another guy crybaby. Yeah, there's a lot of crybabies out there. There's a lot of crybabies and whiners about, but here's what I'll say to go with this. When we put ourselves out here in public, this is kind of what this is, semi-public. We can't expect privacy. We can't expect not to be attacked or try to be bullied. We can't, or harassed. We can't go, oh my God, it offends me. It's so horrible when this happens. We chose to do this. And that's what I mean by thick skins. Ken, message was retracted. Uh-oh, what did you write? What did you put? Those are zeros. Yes, I see. Delete that. The person has posted so much on other platforms that it's not funny for the part. Well, consider it, consider it a compliment. They're talking about you. Shit, I wish I could get people to talk about me. I can't get people to badmouth me or say good things about me. Yes, I agree with you, Mike. I will laugh off the whole thing. You can't take it seriously. You can't take it to heart. If the threats worry you, you can take those seriously, but don't take them to heart. Just prepare yourself. That was your email that you back? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I got you. That's good. Don't post your email or phone numbers. Ken, I will email you shortly and share my WhatsApp to you. All right. Sorry, David, for what? What are you sorry for now? What did you do, Mike? You in trouble again? So, if people are talking about, look how much time some of you guys spent on that stupid KK girl a while back. How much time we spent on the people like Tim K and all of these and that guy that just got booted out of the Philippines and the Russian guy who got in trouble in the Philippines. Look how much time and energy we all spend on all of this, right? Not a bad thing. Just helping each other, yes, all good. So, but hell, Ken, I would take it as a compliment. If somebody's bad-mouthing you or talking about you, then maybe they're jealous. They're jealous of what you do. They're jealous if they find you a threat. That's how I always looked at it. In real life, when somebody's trying to undermine you, that means they're intimidated by you, that they're threatened by you. Okay, Mike says KK has finally had her foreigner boyfriend visit her. Nice. All right, good. I didn't know she had one. I think she's ugly. By the way, look, KK, I don't know who you are. I saw you once. I think you're ugly. There you go. I don't have a problem talking shit about people because I don't care if they talk shit about me. So, be right back. Pat has to go out back and take a leak. He has an outdoor porch, a back porch. I never played to be this, but I have been in the middle. Well, I'm never in the middle. I'm the driver. Why? And Mike, and I get what you're saying, but from my perspective is I'm the driver. I'm not the middleman. KK, to me, is evil. Well, she's just a pathetic young lady trying to make money, trying to get something, right? It's like we were talking about earlier with Viking about all the boom boom girls. God. Viking knows, by the way, Viking of Norway knows a whole lot about boom boom girls. Just throwing that out there. But there are people in the world that are truly evil because they have a brain screwed up. I don't think the girl's evil. I think she's just taking the easy, cheap way out to get what she needs. It may be pathetic to us, but it's okay with her morals and her compasses. I don't think that makes her evil. It just makes her somebody that you don't want to be around. No, I know she's like 40 or something, right? She looked older than that, but I think somebody said she was in her 40s. So Mike knows a lot about her. Vikings in the house. See, there he goes. I said boom boom girls, and he comes running. Venus and I used to be friends with her. All right. But I don't think, it's okay with me if she wants to be a piece of shit on the internet. It's okay with me if anybody in here wants to be a piece of shit on the internet. What do I give a shit? It's like when everybody's upset about smelly grandpa who's making fun of people's YouTube channel. Who cares? It's like I was saying the other day in the live stream I did about mental health issues. Who cares about what happens on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook? Who gives a rat's ass? In the end of the day, it's nothing. Many FB videos and chats with Kim. Nice. Then she turned. Well, she found a different avenue. She decided that your avenue wasn't good for her, that she wasn't getting what she needed going down your road, so she went down a different road. Right? That's how I look at it. Yes, that live the other day was good. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Sometimes I get a little bit on a roll, a little bit of an attitude, a little bit of an aggressive tone. And sometimes I think topics ought to be serious. And, you change your inflection and your mannerisms. And so I avoid the drama. Yes. I am a Temu window shopper while listening. Yes. Oh, I just bought something from Temu myself. Ooh, I got to remember to do that. I got some new tropical shirts I'll be wearing here real soon from Temu. All right. Thinking of Temu, they don't sell Boom Boom Girls Viking, but I have found that their clothes are very good quality. Their clothes are like real clothes before they're branded. You know what I mean? So you might get a t-shirt that they sell to Nike before Nike puts their label on it. But all their other shit is garbage. I just don't want to talk about it. Well, then don't talk about it, Mike. You're the one who keeps bringing it up. Don't talk about it. All you got to do is not type it. Just don't type it, Mike. Hello? Or close your ears. That's the great thing about the internet. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. You don't like Boom Boom Girls? I thought you liked Boom Boom Girls. Man, you biased person not liking Boom Boom Girls. What did Boom Boom Girls ever do to you? So, there you go. But we'll talk about anything on this channel. We like it. But I don't know why, I will say, I don't know why people get so wrapped up in what other people do or don't do. Do you guys really care what I do or don't do? Seriously. I mean, if I started making fun of Vikings and his Boom Boom Girls, you may think I'm a turd, but does it really matter in the end, Yes, I got a lot of good things from Temu. Also, sexy lingerie. Ugh. I don't need to see you in that. I'm glad you're not posting those photos. Uh-oh. Also, sexy lingerie. Yeah, we don't need to see that, my friend. We don't. I did, Mike, but it's my channel, my live stream. You didn't have to continue the conversation is my point, Mike. Real simple. I'll say whatever I want to say, but you don't have to engage in that conversation. So, but yes, no, I don't want to see you in those pictures, but I do, but thinking of Temu, we bought in kitchen stuff, it all sucks. It's worse than the cheapest dollar store crap you can ever find, period. But the clothing have been really, really good. My wife is very happy with it. She buys stuff that she needs. And she's bought me some tropical shirts. So I bought myself some more the other day, 4 more. And they were like, they averaged about $13, $14 each. And they're really good quality shirts. They remind me of the ones that I bought in Aruba and Curacao. We were on a cruise, which I'm thinking about planning another cruise. But we were on a cruise and we went to this one place that had an outdoor mall and they had, man, beautiful tropical shirts. But they were like $100 each. And I'm like, you people, I'm thinking, you people are hosing us tourists. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Mike, it's all right. No worries. Don't stress. Not a big deal. Life is life. Who cares? But they're the same shirts. They are the same shirts from Temu. My wife has bought me some sweatshirts that I'm telling you are, what's the brand with the R on it? The sports clothing brand that has like an R. Is that Raleigh's? No. Reynolds? You guys know that brand of clothing that has an R on it? Is it Reynolds? Or Raleigh's or something like that? What is the name of that clothing brand? But she's bought me some sweatshirts that I'm telling you are those, because I have sweatshirts that have that R sports line on it, and it's the exact same damn shirt. It just doesn't have the embroidery into the, what is the name of that? Crap. I gotta figure that out now. I gotta Google that because I'm gonna try to. See if I can find something. Temu, I hear, yeah, here's what I will say. I've heard horrible things about the big no-no with Temu was their app. In the beginning, people, thank you all for the thumbs up if you haven't done that, was the app that they could track your phone. It's a Chinese app, you know, blah, blah, blah. So that was the big, hey, this is not a good thing. There's also, like us, we bought in kitchen gadgets that are horrible. So, but then other people have bought in things that they've really liked it. Now, it's not like, I don't know if you guys remember that internet company that we had for a while called Wish, W-I-S-H, and people would make funny videos because they would order like, I don't know, a bicycle from Wish, right, that they thought they were going to ride, and it would turn out to be the size of a soda can. You remember that? Or a couch, and it was about 6 inches long. So, American tracking iPhones. Yeah, we track everything in America, man. We don't think not. Nike, no, it's not Adidas. I'm gonna find that. Lululemon, what the hell is that? Puma, no. New Balance, no. I own New Balance stock. Jordan, no. Under Armour, no. Oasis, no. And what the hell is that? I haven't even heard of that one. Columbia? Starts with an R. Yeah, we like to track things in America, man. We are going to track everything. If you come to America, my friend, we're going to track you. All right. Or am I delusional? Am I just delusional? Am I hallucinating? I got something here that has R on it. I'm starting to think I'm on drugs. Reebok, maybe? I got, hold on, I got it right here. Oh shit, I almost kicked my trash can. It's right over here, I think. I let my dog sleep on it. Ah, Well, never mind. I was wrong for the first time in my life. Man, I swear to God it was an R. It has a C on it called champion. Telling you, you guys don't want to follow me. I swore it had a freaking R. And I know there's something, but I let my dog sleep on it. But I'm telling you, this is the exact same jacket that Lorelei got me off of Temu. It just didn't have the label and the stitching. Exact same damn thing. Adults at play, have you found? I have found a face tracking tripod. That is correct. I'm still trying them out to see how much I like them. So yes, I have. I got 2 of them. I bought 2 different brands, 2 different types. There's some good with them and bad with them. I'm not sold on it. I think, now granted, for less than $40, I think it's worth the $40. But I need to do some research and see if there's not a better grade, a higher level, better quality, because I don't like how jerky these are. See how jerky? I wish it was smoother and faster. And they're made out of plastic. And I have this issue where I break plastic all the time. I bust up plastic. So I would try to get a metal one, but it was discontinued. So I couldn't get the metal one. So yes, we have them now. We have 2 of them. We've used them a little bit in the kitchen, doing videos, walking around the kitchen because we have a kitchen island. And then I'm going to use it outdoors when I go doing some outdoor activities. So yeah, that's where we're at on those. Tracking iPhones. Lorelei's going to get a new iPhone maybe. Yeah, we bought both of these from Amazon. I can tell you what they are, I think. Let me see if I can figure it out. One of them is a Rollie, R-O-L-L-I-E. The other one, the camera's in. I don't know what that one is. I don't have a flashlight. They work okay. I don't like, what I don't like is this. What I tried to get was simply this. Yeah, I can do that. I can do it. Give me a second. I'll drop it. I can drop mine. Maybe he can drop his. So this comes off of this one. These arms are made out of cheap Chinese plastic. This is garbage. The one I was trying to buy had this here on top because I wanted to screw my regular, I don't know where it is, but I wanted to screw my regular metal tripod into the top of this. That's what I wanted to do. Metal on metal, metal to hold the phone. But the one that they made that was like this, they don't make anymore. Yeah, let me pull up Amazon real quick. I'm in there looking at hats anyway, because I need to buy a new hat. That's how we got started, trying to buy a new hat. But let me get it in here. Yeah. Let me see if I'm smart enough to copy the link. Yeah, one of them I bought the, I hope this is the right way to do this. That should be one of them, I hope. Yeah. And then I will send you the other one because I bought 2 different ones. Come on now. So those are the ones that I bought. And also Play says when they get to test IR out, I will come back with a report for you. All right. So they work okay. Here's my big thing that I really like. I like the fact that they're not associated with my phone at all. So for me, that's a major win-win. I don't want any more apps or other crap on my damn phone. So I really like the fact that these are independent. And you could put a beer can on here and it would track you everywhere you go. So it doesn't matter what it is. The camera is what follows you. I like that. But I wish they were smoother. And as you can see, the problem is they're not very tight. So the fit and finish is probably not the best. So this bottom part, come here. Hello, come this way. I don't any. There you go. You can stop it by doing this. Then you start it by doing this. So, but I think, and that's what I mean by the jitteriness, it's because the internal part here and this is a little wiggle room in there. So. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. So. All right, well, thinking of that, my dog is sitting behind me. She's mad because she's wanting me to give her some food. So. But if it was smoother and faster, I would like it. I just don't like how, and maybe it's the arms and the attachments that are just not, they're kind of loosey-goosey, and I don't like that. I just need them to be better quality. And maybe they have them if you spend $200 or $300, and I'm going to look into that. I don't know if I would buy one at that, but it would be nice if they had one that was much better quality. I'd even be willing to pay, more money than $40. But so I bought 2 of them. They're okay. My wife has used them. They're easy to use. You can put them on any tripod. They come with their own little stand. They charge up, easily, just like anything else, so it's not a big deal. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to end this live stream. Time for me to get off here. I can hear my doggy in the background going, "Oof," meaning feed me. She wants to be fed. So let me do that. Got a bunch of other stuff we got to do tonight. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you guys tremendously. Remember, stay safe. Enjoy your day. All right, Ken, we appreciate you. Adults at Play, we appreciate you. Viking, appreciate you. Stay away from the boom boom girls. Mike, appreciate you. Pat, he's probably still out back peeing or cooking dinner. That's what he does. He cooks dinner a lot. We appreciate everybody that came in over the night. A little bit long of a live stream for me, but we thank you guys all. Everybody take care. We appreciate you. And let me know if you need anything. I'm not going to give it to you, but you can let me know.